All right, we're back with our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day. Now, this takes some explaining to do because several months ago, the Welch's Fruit Snack Company noticed that Jeff Carter was carrying around in his backpack some Welch's Fruit Snacks. So they decided to let him know that they saw that. And today, they said this, tweet, "Congrats on the well-deserved contract extension, Jeff Carter. Keep your eye out for your favorite snacks coming your way." So Jeff Carter, put a couple of googly eyes there, Chris, and that means he's going to get some of his favorite snacks delivered to him. Compliments of Welch's. How about that?
So wait a minute. What am I missing here? He just got a new contract, which means getting Welch's Fruit Snacks should be even easier for him, but they're going to send him more anyway. Doesn't make sense.
All public relations, you know that.
I know. Speaking of social media, yes, I know. It's brands. Can we talk about the TikTok you put up to promote the nightly sports call tonight? What are we doing there?
I don't know.
Listen,
We're
I am still
fun,
a novice.
Chris. We're having fun. If you were here with me, there used to be a time you were in person, we could have done it together.
I mean, I'll tell you what, next time I'm doing the showdown or something, I'm going to promote it by making my big dog Larry, who just slept through yesterday's show, I'm going to make him dance to a TikTok in your honor, okay?
That'll be good. Your dog was very good, by the way. Never heard him, never knew he was even there until you told us at the end.
Well, that made me wonder if I was doing bad opinions, too, because he should have perked his head up at some point there. He just slept right through the whole thing.
We got a lot of people want to talk. Let's do it. Let's go to Ann in Jefferson Hills. First up tonight. Hello, Ann. How are you?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good, thanks.
This is my actual first time calling nightly sports.
Thank you so much, Ann.
Okay, here's my thinking. Joe Burrow is, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he like one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league?
Well, yeah, his offensive line, in fact, in the playoffs 9 times last week, he got
right.
sacked. But he still overcame it, yes.
He was laying all over that field 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But look where he's at. I mean, he's going to the Super Bowl because he's young. He can move good. He's a great quarterback. So here's my thinking. Maybe we should go put all our eggs in, get a great young quarterback, and forget that our offensive line isn't all that great. Maybe we could go far. What do you think?
Well, first of all, that's easier said than done. But thank you for the call, Ann. And listen, they did it that way. They drafted him because they were number 1 overall. He was available. He was the pick. They were going to make that pick and then figure out their offensive line later, which they still haven't. But, I still think offensive line. If you look at what, to me, in this offseason, Cincinnati will address that with, I bet, 3 picks because they have to at some point. You can't allow that guy to be sacked as many times as he's been sacked, Chris.
No, but I mean, I think nobody in Bengals land is sad that they decided to take Chase over Sewell, because if they have Penny Sewell and not Jamar Chase, I don't think they're where they are. That's how good Chase has been. I mean, Ann brings up a point, though, that's been a major debate here. You look at what he specifically has done and you say, is building the line overrated? I would argue no for this reason. What people continually forget about Burrow, maybe because he's not Josh Allen or he's not Mahomes in terms of just the kind of jaw-dropping physical gifts, he was still the number 1 overall pick. And he is still a tough-as-nails guy who can move pretty well, even with that knee injury. You don't find him growing on trees. If you did, then yeah, every team would eschew line development in favor of just give me that guy, he's a unicorn. There's only one Joe Burrow, and I think people have to remember that when they're trying to make that sort of value judgment.
Yeah. I also have heard, though, David Carr, Derek's brother, say that when he was drafted number 1 overall by Houston and he ended up on his back like 76 times in his first season, and they never really addressed it. I think it took a toll on him, and that's what you try not to have happen if you're the Cincinnati Bengals. But, yeah, he's been terrific, and that team, they got all the skilled players in the world now, and I think the big matchup in this Super Bowl is going to be how their offensive line, since Ann brought it up, against that tremendous Rams defense. That's going to be where it all starts, and I would imagine, too, Chris, if I'm them, I'm going to run the ball with Joe Mixon as much as I can to try to take some of the pressure off of that.
I mean, I'm going to run it with Mixon. I'm going to run screens if I'm the Bengals. I'm also going to scheme up ways to try to slow Aaron Donald. Von Miller's presence makes it tougher. But you can beat a blitz, have 3 receivers that you can go to on any given play who, even if it's Chase matched up with Ramsey, I like that matchup for Jamar Chase, can beat the guy covering them. By the way, Uzama might even play. Bob, I don't know if you saw that. It looks like he avoided a major knee injury, and it's just a sprain. If they get him even reasonably healthy back, they start to, I think, beat the Rams with sheer numbers at the skill positions.
Yeah, and the Rams have to respect all those people going downfield. You can't just decide to get to the quarterback. If you don't, look out. Let's go out to Jenny. Is it Jenny or Jerry? Jerry in Hempfield.
Yeah.
What's up, Jerry?
On?
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want you to get your opinion. During the daytime, I'm watching sports shows, and they're saying, this is crazy, that Garoppolo is going to be gone next year, and the Steelers should bank the house, sell everything they got to get Garoppolo. What a crazy idea to get Garoppolo. He ain't going to help the Steelers. He's not good for anything. What do you think?
Well, according to Bovado, he is the main landing spot is Pittsburgh for him, followed by Washington. I wouldn't do it. If I'm going to do that, if I'm going to make that big of a play, because it would require trade and money and everything else, I'm shooting higher than him. Nothing against him, but I think if he had played better probably in this postseason, they would have been still playing.
Yeah, I mean, I love their team pretty much everybody but Garoppolo. I mean, I love Deebo Samuel. I love George Kittle. I love Trent Williams. I love their defense. Nobody loves Garoppolo, really. He's a game manager, and on his best day, he's a game manager plus. This is my problem, Bob. Look at the other three teams that were in the Final Four. 2 number 1 overall picks and maybe the most purely gifted passer we've seen since, Aaron Rodgers in Mahomes. What was the odd guy out there? Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, if you're going to go get him, you're going to be an also-ran again. And by the way, the Steelers aren't even remotely close to as good man-for-man down the roster as those Niners were. I don't really love the idea.
Bill in Mount Lebanon joins us right now live on the Sports Call. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? Hi, Chris.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, if Cincinnati wins next Sunday, he'll be the first quarterback ever win the Heisman Trophy,
right,
the National Championship, and the Super Bowl.
And there's something with the name Joe, because Joe Namath and Joe Montana were the other guys, not a Heisman, but the other two components that you mentioned. So it's good to be named Joe, I guess, if you're a quarterback.
If he wins the Super Bowl, he'll have all three. It'll be the first time a quarterback ever done that. And the Penguins, I hope Crosby scores 2 goals tomorrow, he'll have 500. And what's wrong with Malkin? He ain't doing so good since he came back. The first game, yes.
Well, I mean, he came back from knee surgery. I'm willing to see how this goes, and I don't think they're going to react panically in any way. They played a lot of games here, Chris, and at some point they were going to lose some games. They snagged points in 2 of the 3 losses, but still, I mean, that's going to be 8 games, I think, in 13 or 12 days. That's a lot of hockey.
What is it, 17-3-2 over their last 22 games? I mean, I know they gave up a point in each of those 2 overtime losses. They lost straight away to the Kings. Okay. Malkin, he's still getting his legs back. I think the first game back is an adrenaline situation for him. Once he gets the legs back, I expect him to be a lot better. By the way, Bob, I hate to go right back to football, but because this show is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook, are you aware that the single greatest bet wagered of all time happened yesterday on FanDuel?
$20?
Guy took his $20 free
$20.
bet an exact score parlay for each game. He said 27-24 Bengals and 20-17 Rams. And for anybody listening, he took $20 of free money, site credit, and turned it into $579,000.
Amazing.
You saw me win any kind of money like that, I'd be a puff of smoke tonight and not a person standing here talking to you.
It hit FanDuel so hard they've withdrawn their sponsorship. They can't afford it anymore. No, just kidding. But the bottom line is that's a pretty good wager. I don't know what he was thinking, but what the hell? $20 doesn't make a difference. You probably spend that on coffee in the course of a week. So good for him. We're going to take a break here. We got more coming up. It's 412-575-2600. You're watching the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call right here on Pittsburgh CW and listening on 93.7 The Fan.